everyone, I'm Karima Devine and welcome to 12 News Weekend. Every week we take a look back at some of the best news stories that our 12 News journalists put together. On today's show, the heartwarming story of a wife whose quick thinking saved her husband's life. And then coming up a little bit later, we're revisiting an iconic museum right in the heart of Phoenix. But first, the Phoenix Suns shake up their coaching staff again. 12 News journalist Cam Cox has more.
The coach of the Phoenix Suns, Mike Budenholzer. Mike, come on out here and shazam!
Started out as one of the joyous days in Suns history. A Valley boy coming home. A tearful welcome from the late, great Al McCoy.
One of the highlights of the Suns' entire history.
Mike Budenholzer hired to coach the team he grew up rooting for, the Suns version of Kenny Dillingham, just with a more championship resume. Following the footsteps of his legendary Arizona High School Coaches Hall of Fame dad.
He wants to lead, and we want to follow.
You know, this is the team I grew up cheering for.
An 8-1 perfect start. Plenty to smile about. But then this poorly constructed team came back to reality, unable to keep up with the younger, more athletic teams in the NBA. Suns can't play defense. Bradley Beal can't stay healthy.
It's been tough. You know, there's no doubt about it.
Lineup changes. Bradley Beal, their $50 million star, moved to the bench along with Jusuf Nurkic for poor performance.
I'm not going to argue. You made your decision. So it's up to coach.
Rifts between player and coach became public. Before being traded, Nurkic making it clear he and Coach Bud don't talk. The duo went from vacationing together in the summertime to not having any relationship. Would you like to sit down with Coach Bud and iron this all out?
No comment.
Then there was telling the face of your franchise, who became the team's all-time leading scorer, to tone down the leadership.
It could be fixed with just a little bit more talking, I say. Things get tough, we get quiet as a team.
And whatever this disagreement was with Kevin Durant.
He and I were like old friends or whatever. We're always probably grabbing him.
All while neglecting the development of future key young players. Down the stretch with KD out with an ankle injury, the Suns did what they did all season, turn over their playoff chances.
We'll process this and we'll figure out how we can be better.
This season isn't all Coach Bud's fault. They built the wrong team around Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. But attitude reflects leadership. That joy we saw day one, never to be seen again. Firing him was the obvious choice, but more is needed. The Suns have some work to do to rally this fan base. They got to win fans back, and maybe this time find a coach who actually enjoys the job. Cameron Cox, 12 Sports.
Where are the chickens gonna sleep? Eliana and Jace Garcia are getting ready for something new. What did you name them again? Flocking to their Gilbert backyard.
Our wife and I said, hey, we need to get chickens for the kids.
Rachel Garcia quickly diving into researching backyard chickens with her husband, Alex.
We'll get them 6 to 8 weeks, and, in a couple months after that, hopefully we'll get some fresh, healthy eggs here.
The couple opting to skip the chick hatching process. Thanks to Valley business AZ Chickens.
You kind of get to the egg a little bit quicker, if you will. And of course, right now, everybody's looking to have eggs.
One of several local small businesses seeing a rush for backyard chickens.
We're dealing with almost 9 times, if you will, the demand compared to what we had in a typical year.
And on their website, they had all the different kinds of chickens.
The Garcias were able to order hens at 6 to 8 weeks old, which go straight to living in a coop.
Because they'd be fully feathered, and we didn't have to worry about having to put them, under lamp lights. And
their coop, built by another Valley small business.
We own Coop There It Is.
Justin and Margaret run the Mesa startup. They too are hustling to keep up with the demand.
It's insane. We're so busy right now. So I got duck people, chicken people, and rabbit people calling me like crazy.
The coops can be customized.
So I get requests to add roll-out nesting boxes or automatic chicken doors.
Margaret and Justin are chicken people themselves.
Love to share the eggs with anybody who's interested.
I know it's her favorite part.
Oh, I'm the animal side. I love the love for chickens.
So building homes for families like the Garcias was an easy transition. What are you guys gonna name your chickens?
Orion, Princess.
We did invest quite a bit into the process, but at the end of the day, I think it's more the experience.
One AZ Chickens and Coop There It Is recommends researching before committing to.
And so make sure that you have shade. Make sure you have a place to where they can be comfortable.
Chickens get bored. Don't keep them too cooped up.
Research the Garcias spent hours on.
From the beginning, we wanted the kids to connect and bond with the chickens and show them a little responsibility, and wanted some fresh eggs of our own.
Ultimately deciding
The playset.
the experience is worth the work.
Patrick Peterson wanted to retire as a Cardinal, but first he had to make things right. The way he left and the drama in the years since smoothed over with the organization and with owner Michael Bidwell. It allows Peterson to end his career in the same place that it started and in the city that became home.
I'm announcing that I am retiring a Cardinal.
A Patrick Peterson farewell party that doubled as a reintroduction to the franchise and fan base.
This is where my legacy is. This is where my legacy started.
Peterson's 10 seasons with the Cardinals were an emotional high. But emotions ran hot in the years since.
Where's Steve Hines? Still running from me.
Peterson felt disrespected by the former GM.
Saying that I can't tackle, I'm old, I lost it. So I wanted to show him that.
A few years later, Peterson wants to show wounds have healed.
There's a lot of things, said, and it wasn't the greatest departure.
And he burned bridges, now just water under the bridge.
I had an opportunity to amend some of the things that was kind of out there that we needed to iron out. And we did that. We moved forward, we shook hands, we hugged, took pictures.
The picture taking continued Monday. Cardinals of the past and present locking arms for the lockdown corner.
You guys kept me going. You guys lit that fire in me.
A family that was once fighting.
I'm a part of the family now. I'm an Arizona Cardinal for life.
Comes out strong in the end.
Now I have an opportunity to look forward to my future, to honor my past. God bless. P2 out.
Peterson said the next chapter will be a job in media. Next chapter for the Cardinals might be hanging his number 21 from the rafters. Peterson said he had to retire from playing first before his jersey gets retired and hopes that he's next in line after Larry Fitzgerald. At Cardinals headquarters, Jake Garcia, 12 Sports.
Coming up, this next story is nothing short of miraculous. How a dog of an Arizona rancher helped guide a missing 2-year-old to safety.
A 2-year-old boy spent the night all alone out in the Arizona wilderness after he walked away from his home near Seligman. He was found 7 miles away, and the journey took him through mountain lion territory.
12 News journalist Gabriella Becerra is live in Kingman with details on this really incredible rescue. Gabriella?
That's right, Tram Troy. Everyone involved in this story says it's really quite amazing that that little boy was able to survive the night alone out here in the middle of nowhere, basically, by himself without getting hurt. But I want to direct you to this road just behind me. This is the road that that little boy came walking up this morning alongside a dog named Buford. That dog belongs to a rancher who lives on this property here, and he said that boy came walking up with his dog, and he asked him what he did last night, and he had to sleep under a tree. Now, Yavapai County Sheriff's Office says the boy was first reported missing around 5 o'clock last night after walking away from home. A search party of over 40 people immediately started looking for the toddler, but it wasn't until about 8 o'clock this morning that boy came walking up, like I mentioned, about 7 miles away from his home. The rancher told deputies his dog found the boy while patrolling the property like he does every morning, and that dog guided him back to this house where the rancher was able to help get him food, water, make sure he was okay, and then call 911.
Was out at night and just kind of patrols. He'd go half a mile from the house and just makes big loops at night and keeps coyotes and stuff out, and so he must have wandered upon the kids, sleeping under a tree. He loves kids, so I'm sure he hung out with them, or I don't know what he did, but he brought him home, so it was pretty cool.
The rancher tells me it was only about 48 degrees out here last night. The boy was wearing a tank top and pajama pants and shoes, but he said it was cold. This area is also home to a lot of wildlife. There's coyotes, bears, and mountain lions. A DPS ranger from a helicopter was able to see 2 mountain lions from a thermal camera last night, the same area that that little boy trekked through. So really, again, it's a miracle that this little boy is home safe with his parents right now. Live in Seligman, Gabriella Becerra, 12 News.
For nearly 4 years, it's been one of the most bewildering missing persons cases in the Valley.
It's like day one every time I have to come out here, of course. Being a parent, it's always that way.
The desert area west of Sun Valley Parkway in Buckeye is one David Robinson knows all too well. It's where his son, 24-year-old Daniel Robinson, disappeared. Days after he was last seen, his Jeep was found overturned not far from his work site. Some of his belongings were found inside, but Daniel was nowhere to be found.
I know I have to do this because I want to bring my son home. He has a mother, he has siblings, and, we want to bring him home.
Saturday marked the 50th time a group of volunteers set out in search of him. Many have heard his family's pleas for help over the years, compelling them to show up.
I mean, I'm a mother, and if my son was missing, I would hope that people would show up and help me search for them. And, seeing Daniel's father talk about his son and everything that he's done to continue the search for him, it's really inspiring.
These volunteers joined by members of the Arizona Rangers and Buckeye Police Department. The latest search based on new leads in his case, specifically information from a witness who remembers seeing Daniel walk out of a ravine in the area. But more than anything, it's the outpouring of support from all walks of the valley that help keep Daniel's family hopeful.
It's the community. It's the people that shows love, no matter where we're from. They all came here to help me, a father looking for a son.
President Donald Trump is following up on his January declaration of an invasion at the southwest border by putting military bases at the border on a 60-foot wide strip of land.
I will declare a national emergency at our southern border.
After just days in office, President Donald Trump dispatched thousands of troops to the southwest border in support roles. Now Trump has taken an unprecedented step. This new memorandum from the president allows the military to circumvent the 19th century Posse Comitatus law. It prohibits using the military in a law enforcement role on American soil. So Trump has ordered the Pentagon to designate land along the border as a military installation. Border crossers could be arrested by soldiers for trespassing on a military base. The specific border area is known as the Roosevelt Reservation, a 60-foot wide strip of land owned by the federal government along the U.S. side of the border with Mexico. It runs for 632 miles through California, Arizona, and New Mexico. 62 miles of tribal land on the Tohono O'odham Reservation are excluded from the Trump order. Legal experts say Trump's action will likely be challenged in court. Democratic Senator Mark Kelly said in a statement to 12 News that Trump's plan is a bad idea. Troops can support in emergencies, but this plan goes far beyond that. It risks putting service members in roles they aren't trained for, undermining their readiness for their missions. That's a bad idea and not what we need at the border. Trump's expansion of troops' border role comes as crossings have plunged in recent months. Just 7,200 migrant encounters were reported in March, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection. That's down from more than 189,000 during the same month a year ago. Bram Resnick, 12 News.
(1998), the year the Valley of the Sun changed forever. America's pastime, rooted into the identity of our Sonoran Desert. 12 News has been there for all of it, telling the Diamondbacks story, from the All-Stars to the championships to the impact on our community. Now the next chapter awaits.
The Diamondbacks play right here on 12 News.
Catch select games as we continue telling the Diamondbacks story. 12 News, your new home for D-backs baseball.
When Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color barrier, the expectation was integration. The reality was more complicated. Robinson was ostracized, criticized, his every move under a microscope. Joe Black saw it firsthand.
When Jackie talked, he always felt like he was a little alone, a lonely person, like he was on the team, but he wasn't there.
Black set out to put Jackie at ease. The right-handed pitcher was Robinson's right-hand man, a force on the field and a friendly face off it. Black was Robinson's roommate, his teammate, and a barrier breaker himself. The first black pitcher to win a game in the World Series.
And Joe Black is Mr. Brooklyn.
From the peak to the valley, Black moved to Phoenix post-playing career, quickly acquainting himself with Arizona's baseball bosses.
Outgoing, he loved people, he loved baseball.
Joe Garagiola Jr. was the first general manager of the Diamondbacks, one of the power brokers preparing for the inaugural season.
The Diamondbacks had no history. I mean, literally had no history.
So he hired someone who was a walking history book, the start of a friendship between Joe G and Joe B.
His association with this new franchise kind of gave us a lot of instant credibility.
Joe Black worked for the D-backs from 1998 until his passing in 2002. Part of the team's community affairs department and also the vice president of the league's baseball assistance team. His job was to back the D-backs and former players who faced hardship.
He knew the whereabouts and the situations of a lot of the old players who had played in the Negro Leagues. He was amazing at how he could find these people and track them down, and then through bat get them the help that they needed.
Today, Black's legacy lives on.
We remember Joe because, every time we walk in the ballpark, we look out there and see his name.
His name right next to Joe Garagiola Sr., this Joe's dad.
My dad used to kid him all the time, and he would say, if I ever need a heart transplant, you're the last guy I would ask, because you've worn yours out caring about people.
2 generations of Joe say Jackie wasn't the only one. They too, blessed to have known Joe Black.
They didn't just make the game a better game, they made the world a better place.
In Phoenix, Jake Garcia, 12 Sports.
At the turn of the 20th century, the first horse-drawn trolley rolled down rails right here along Grand Avenue. This was known as the Fairgrounds Line. As the streetcar system got electrified and expanded, so did the city. Nowadays, these transit treasures are on display here at the Phoenix Trolley Museum, where their future is full of color.
I think it's important for the people to learn about the history here, and there's kind of 2 aspects. One's the history of the streetcars, and one's the history of Phoenix and how the streetcars fit in, were part of the fabric of that. The streetcars went every place you would want to go.
This rail is from the Brill Line. At the streetcar system's peak in Phoenix, rails ran more than 30 miles and carried more than 6.5 million passengers in 1929 alone. What happened to the trolley system?
There's a couple of things. One is that the automobile came along. There was a lot of pressure to go from the streetcars for public transit to just go to buses. And 1947, late 1947, the car barn caught on fire. Only a half dozen of the cars survived that fire. And so that really sealed the end of service. In early 1948, the last run was held. This car was the very first in line, and we're saving it. It's mostly intact. A lot of parts have been rebuilt, but very much of this is an original streetcar built in 1928.
How did the Phoenix Trolley Museum come to be?
This happens to be the 50th anniversary of the year that Larry Fleming took that car out of the trolley trailer park, saved it from oblivion. 2 years later, they started the Phoenix Trolley Museum and did the restoration on the car.
What do you see for the next 50 years?
Our site is just beginning. We're trying to develop a true museum experience for everyone. We have exhibits inside, but now we're developing the outside exhibits. So we're very actively looking for volunteers. We can really use people in literally whatever somebody's love and passion is about this, and really let our local citizens really enjoy this piece of authentic Phoenix history that everybody says didn't even know was there.
Now I just need the conductor's hat to be official. Next stop is the fairgrounds. At the Phoenix Trolley Museum, Crystal Long, 12 News.
Does it feel like food stuff, or does it feel like...
This is what a heart attack looks like.
Yes, sit down. Sit down.
Jeff Goss doesn't even know it. There's no arm pain. He doesn't collapse. In fact, he tries to tough it out.
No, all right. Let's just go. No, you literally just about passed out.
Jeff and his wife, Michelle, were headed to a Cardinals game last September, but once Jeff sits down, he goes downhill.
You're gray. You're gray. Your color is gray right now.
Michelle calls a friend who knows CPR, then goes a step further and calls 911.
911 with your I'm yelling because he's having a heart attack.
That's the first time the words heart attack are mentioned. Jeff is still conscious, still talking, but not doing well.
Hi.
Paramedics got there within a few minutes and went to work.
Can you lean back? I know it's uncomfortable. We got you. The ambulance is on the way.
Jeff had suffered a heart attack. Jeff and Michelle say it was a widowmaker, a blockage in the biggest artery of the heart. Within an hour of the paramedics getting there, Jeff was in surgery and survived.
You're gray. Your color is gray right now.
Michelle posted that video to TikTok in hopes of showing people what a heart attack actually looks like. Nearly 10 million views later, it's reached people everywhere. Like this person who says this video saved her husband's life because she recognized his symptoms as a heart attack.
I'm yelling because he's having a heart attack.
All because Michelle knew what to look for. William Pitts, 12 News.
Thanks everyone for watching. And just a reminder, new episodes of 12 News Weekend premiere every Friday on 12 Plus. You can watch past episodes on the app as well. Download 12 Plus on your Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku to watch for free. I'm Kadiba Devine. Have a great rest of your weekend.